So after a couple of days on the train, I started heading west from Dayton, and as you can see there are a few days where I put in quite a few kilometers. Many of those were because I was car supported by some new friends, and later I was car supported because I got another injury and decided not to carry the extra weight on my bike. But it was a good segment. So heading west from Dayton, there weren't that many pathways for bikes except for the Cardinal Greenway. But as I got up towards Chicago, they became more frequent, a whole lot of small rail trails, and then some really amazing canal paths, the Illinois and Michigan and the Hennepin, before I went through another series of nature trails, the Hoover, the Cedar Rapids, then the Heart of Iowa and the High Trestle and Raccoon trails. As I'll explain later, I thought I was recording video on the first couple of days of this segment, but I wasn't. And that was a bit of an unfortunate outcome because I really enjoyed those 2 days. We biked heaps. They were mostly consumed by the Cardinal Greenway trail and the Nickel Plate trail, both old rails turned into rail trails.
Well, g'day. I'm riding on the Illinois and Michigan canal path, and it means I've sort of gone past Chicago. Not that I ever went into Chicago, but had some really good things happen recently and a few bad things. The good stuff is I've been making really good ground past 3 days. I met up with Doug and Alice and they drove me up to Dayton, and then we decided to ride together. Originally I thought they were going to go east to complete the holiday where I met them on, and they didn't quite complete that. And then we changed the plan, and Doug was going to come with me towards the west, and Alice was going to drive their car and meet us at the end of each day for a bit. She's had an injury, so wasn't too keen on doing 150 kilometers a day, which is what we planned. Initially I thought that was way too much, but I realized biking without all the gear, because Alice took that in the car, just really sped me up. 150 k's without gear felt like less work than about 80 kilometers with the gear, which is good. That all meant that I'm already almost 450 kilometers into this part of the trip, which is awesome. Segment 5, as it's now called, between Dayton and Aubudon. On the bad side, I don't have much or any video of those 2 days, 2 and a bit days, because I realized when downloading video off my Insta360. It's going to be interesting whether my drone can get through this little tunnel. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, awesome. In downloading video from my Insta360, I must have left its SD card inside my laptop, and yeah, for the last 2 days, whenever I've been pressing the button, it's looked like it's been working, but it hasn't been recording anything. Kind of surprised that there's no sort of notification you don't have an SD card or something like that. But that's okay. The Cardinal Greenway was nice, but it was a bit samey, so I don't know if I actually needed all that much footage of that area. This is quite different, quite beautiful. Really enjoying biking here on the I&M canal path. Second bit of bad news, I had another crash. A bit of a crash that replicated the first one back out west. I came around a bend and a limb from a tree had been blown over in all the wind. Wasn't far from Windy City, I guess, so not that much of a surprise. But I just couldn't stop in time and hit it, and sort of almost went right over the handlebars, came off, grazed my knee again, but no damage to the bike. Hopefully, no surprises long term this time. Like finding out that my little finger was dislocated and the one next to it was fractured, like the last time. I doubt it, because within about 10 minutes I was up and biking again, and a bit stiff, but not feeling too bad. Otherwise though, yeah, another wonderful canal path. Okay, good morning. I woke up this morning feeling quite good, actually. Surprising. I went to bed feeling a bit stiff and sore and a bit sorry for myself after yesterday's run-in with a log. Today I'm riding on the Illinois-Michigan canal path, and yeah, it's quite a bit straighter than the old plank rail trail where I had my accident yesterday. I've actually had to carry my bike over 4 down trees in the first hour and a half, but because it's straighter, you can see them from a lot further back, whereas yesterday wasn't a big log. It was just that I came around the corner and there it was. But yeah, I had some Duralast patches that I brought out from New Zealand, sort of pain-killing patches that deliver, I think it's ibuprofen. Oh, they're wonderful. Help me get some sleep, and yeah, I've recovered quite a bit from it. Today's pretty easy. I just because of the spacing of accommodation, couldn't go too far today. Go through to the end of the I&M towpath, and yeah, I don't really know what's past there. I'll have to work that out. But yeah, I'm being a little bit less pedantic about planning things out at the moment, and we'll just see what happens. Coming up on Seneca, hopefully it'll have some food, so I'm getting hungry, and generally things are going really well. Lots of leaves to bike through. It's not quite so windy today, which is good. Obviously I'm a bit nervous about fallen trees, and yeah, hopefully any that are ahead of me have already been cleared. That'd be nice. Otherwise, all good. Well, good afternoon. I'm on the Hennepin Canal Trail, and I've been on that for about 15 kilometers or so. Today's half on road, which I've done, and then half on this trail. I think it goes for another 40 miles after this. Nah, even more maybe after today. Once I get to Aubudon, where I'm staying. I've been warned that it's a bit rough, but so far it's actually been really good. The gravel, the crushed limestone on the surface is a bit lumpier, and in some places it's a bit looser, but it's still got a flat surface and quite a wide track. In fact, I was more worried about debris from the strong winds on the last 2 days than I was on this day so far. Haven't come across any logs down or limbs down at all. I guess it's just luck of the draw about when it was last maintained, and it felt weird again to spend half a day on the road. Yeah, I didn't know what to do with myself. Felt really unsafe, but yeah, I managed to handle it. And it is nice to be back on, while slightly uphill, very well graded canal paths. This one seems to have quite a lot more water in the canal, and yeah, a lot of water through and over the locks. The locks all have reasonably complex weir systems, so I think they would have contained a lot more water when they're operational. But yeah, the forewarning that this was going to be rougher so far hasn't really come to anything. Had a good day yesterday, and in the evening I met with the LaSalle Restoration Society that has a application in for a couple of partial cleanups under the EPA system. Yeah, theirs is a different story though. Whereas most other communities I've been talking to are really worried about the Faustian bargain in these partial cleanups. You know, it's like wait forever and you might still not get a full cleanup, even though the pollution comes from a source that the local community didn't cause, and you know, for which liability is long historically forgotten. Companies that polluted and left and that sort of thing. Yeah, they feel that the EPA doesn't have enough money to do its job in helping communities when there's no obvious liability. And so, you know, it kind of holds over the prospect of having to wait forever as a way to sort of encourage an earlier settlement around a partial cleanup. Well, that's not the case at LaSalle. They would love to just get started and do a partial cleanup, but they're still waiting for a long time before their application get heard. And yeah, less of a Faustian bargain, but still not the best sort of bargain. So that was interesting. There are multiple sides to the story of the partial cleanups. And again, you know, cycling is part of this, in that this part of Illinois is not the wealthiest. It doesn't attract many tourists, and they want to use cleanup to improve the cycling, walking, equestrian use of canal pathways, make some loops, make it a bit more attractive for families and for people that have skinny tyre bikes, I guess. And yeah, again, that may be a good thing, but it may also sort of obscure other people's needs and interests. You know, I haven't really been able to engage with the local Indigenous population here, but certainly if you're not into passive recreation, even commercial recreation, you don't stand to get much out of the whole partial cleanup sort of thing. So yeah, interesting times. Again, benefited from a lot of generosity, people giving their applications, community groups sharing their submissions on various other EPA processes. I'm riding without my helmet. How dumb is that? Left it in the car. To explain, the car, this is the first day of biking after I left the Quad Cities. I stayed in Rock Island, and I woke up on the day that I was supposed to leave, and yeah, felt very, very sore all the way down my ribs and side. So I thought I'd take a 0 day and go see a clinic and yeah, see what the story was. And the doctor was very convinced I'd broken my ribs when I crashed into that fallen tree, but x-rays couldn't show that. So he sent me for some scans, and they confirmed what I had done, which was to tear 3 of the, what do you call it, costal cartilages, which link the ribs to the breastbone, and fairly badly. Nothing much you can do about that except surgery if it's really, really bad, and he didn't think it was that bad, so he sent me to the next door physio, who was wonderfully supportive. She thought it was great that I was biking across the USA and wanted to get me back out there so I could finish it off within reason. And her idea was to have a full rest day or 2 and then restart in a slightly lighter, sleeker, less stressful sort of way. And so just for a few days I'm going to be car supported, and I'm not going to be carrying all my gear with me. I must say, it feels great. I'll probably end up biking more than I would have otherwise, because obviously if I've got a car, I've got to bike away from it, then back to it. And so what I am doing is minimizing the amount of road and maximizing the amount of dedicated trail. And in most instances, I'm going to bike the dedicated trail twice. And I think that works out at, about 20% more riding than I would have done anyway. But yeah, without all the gear on, and without the stress of riding on quite a bit of road. I've had so much trail that's dedicated to biking over the last month or so that I was finding the road a little bit hard, with my side being a bit sore at times. But to be honest, it's never really been all that sore while I'm biking. It's more while I'm trying to sleep. So yeah, I went away there with a plan. I was all strapped up so I don't put so much strain on the side when I'm lying down and trying to turn over, and feeling good. Yeah, good about this plan. It's a bit warmer today too, nice and sunny, and the sun actually feels like it's doing something. So at the moment I'm riding on the Hoover nature trail. It's got a bit of a bad reputation as being rough, but I haven't found it rough at all so far. I've ridden most of it already. What I think happens is it's very intermittent, partly because a lot of the line was never actually made. It was just surveyed and designated for the purpose. And so in places it's easy to convert actual rail to rail trail, and other places it's kind of hard to just take a straight line through the countryside and make that a rail trail. And that's okay, because wherever that is the case, there's a road alongside and or nearby, and I've just ridden on that a bit. So it's fine. I think people who complain online on All Trails, Trail Link, may be trying to ride bits that just haven't been made yet, as far as I can tell. But this is good. It's quite uphill for a rail trail, but I think I'm almost at the high point. So this is working. It's a bit different, but to be honest, I'm actually quite happy to be away from all the gear just for a little bit. This is the heart of Iowa Nature Trail. I think I'm somewhere near Maxwell, still in Iowa, still nursing some injuries, but yeah, they're getting better. And so far, this part of Iowa, after the Cedar Valley Nature Trail, hasn't been as rough or as road dominated as all of the online media says it will be. It's not particularly pretty. Yeah, a lot of it is farmland that's absolutely lacking in anything green, especially because the stubble from corn is all being taken down, and so it's dusty and dirty and yeah, a bit gross. Looks like the Dust Bowl pictures from the 1930s. But yeah, there's some little moments on this trail that are quite pretty. Usually just thin corridors of forest like this one. And yeah, it's a good surface. I think some of the reports on trail links, etc., are a bit old. At one point in time, very little of this trail was paved, but now I think basically all of it is. So certainly all that I've done so far, and I've biked quite a bit of it already, and there's a few more trails coming up. Probably 2 to 3 days out from Omaha, going at the rate that I'm doing. And yeah, as for the last couple of days, I'm again sort of car supported. I tend to just focus on the trails, but do them twice there and back, and usually end up biking more distance than if I was going in one direction only. So yeah, that's been a good solution for the rib cartilage damage. I think it's getting better even at night when it was at the worst, trying to lie down. And I should be good to go on my way one directional westwards pretty soon, I think. As I say, it's pretty barren here in Iowa. This is the High Trestle Trail somewhere near Madrid, and I think it can't be too far to the High Trestle itself. We'll see.